Welcome, everyone. Hope you're all having a great day. What's going on? What's going on, everyone? We're back. We've made it. I know I haven't been in front of you all for quite a long time. The fall was really busy for me, and finished up a soccer season, and work was really busy for me. But chess did not stop. I was continuing with chess. And yeah, today we're going to get into a lot of stuff. So let's take a look at our first game. Here we go. Welcome, everyone. Today begins the start of the road to Class A. We've completed and achieved our goal of Class B. Currently, right now, actually, I don't even want to tell you where I'm at right now. If you've been following in the Discord, then you are up to speed on where I'm at with my rating. If you are interested, you can go check out the US Chess website, but I'm going to save it for later. So today marks the beginning of Road to Class A. This will be the first game that we take a look at. Game number 1. Welcome, everyone. I hope you got a chance to watch my journey from Class C to Class B. So if that is something that you guys haven't seen, go check it out. You can see my dog Frank right here. He's getting all comfy on the couch. But okay, let's dive into it. So my first game was this was on September 13th. So it's been a little while. I know it's been 2 months since I had a chance to be in front of you, but that means we've got a bunch of games to look at today. So without further ado, I think let's dive in. So first game is against my good friend Evan Sagers. I had the unfortunate pleasure of being at the wrong place at the right time, I guess, if you want to put it that way. I had a very difficult round 1 in the early fall Swiss tournament at our local club. So I drew the white pieces. Actually, no, I drew the black pieces against Evan. So let's dive into it. So we played e4, e5, and you're like, what? E5? I've never played e5. Well, not never is a strong word. I have not played e5 for 20 years. Okay, so I'm trying something new. At the end of my last stint of tournament play, I realized that I was really relying a lot on my openings, and I was playing very positional type of chess. So this kind of marks the beginning of me branching out to play open structures and to get more tactical games. And the reason for that is I'm studying tactics, but I get all these very closed positional types of games, and then nothing comes up and nothing comes out of it for tactics. So I'm training tactics, but I'm not seeing tactics because I'm playing all these closed maneuvering games. So in order to fix that problem, I said it is now time to remove all of my opening prep and start again. I know, it's crazy, it's insane, but I thought it would be good, and I believe that this is the way to go. I don't see... Are they working? Let's do this. Okay, they are working. It's just the timer hasn't kicked off yet, so that's okay. All right, so yeah. This marks me trying to look at some other different types of openings, and throughout this next couple of games, you're going to see a ton of stuff that I normally haven't played. So let's get into it. He plays knight f3, and I played knight c6, which is a pretty standard opening, and he plays the 2 knights. For me, I don't know the 2 knights, and I don't know the 2 knights at all. So I only know what I've been practicing, which is part of my E4, E5 Grandmasters course by Simon Williams called Dynamite E4, E5 or something for club players or something like that. It's on Chessable for free. It's a short and sweet course. So I dove into it, and here on move 3, I'm already kind of messed up because I played knight ge7, which is the Cosio. However, it usually comes after, we're going to do a new variation after this. So we can take the knight and be okay with them taking the knight and taking back with our knight to keep our, oh, not that, our e5 pawn intact. So this is the Cosio variation. And now what I've done is I've actually mixed it up with the 2 knights. So problem number 1, or mistake number 1. Now, it's probably not a complete mistake, but theory-wise, I'm already out of book, and I don't think I am. So here lies a lot of my problems. I'm relying too much on my opening prep to get me to a place where I need to be instead of just playing good standard opening principles in chess. Is this a bad move? Maybe, maybe not. I'm not exactly sure. I didn't study too much of it to know whether or not this is bad or good. But if I were to look at it on Lichess, maybe it's been played, maybe it hasn't. I'm not sure. So we get a standard kind of Italian type of position, 2 knights Italian, Guccio piano. And I am going after trying to fianchetto and then get castled. That's my plan anyways. And it's not a very good one because if you look, my f7 square is extremely weak. You play g5 or knight to g5, and now look, I'm already under immense pressure. I'm struggling, which is fine. I did this to myself, so I have nobody to blame but myself. So the only way to get out of this, I don't know if you can see that. If you can't see it, pause the video and try to figure it out for yourself. But the only way to really get out of this is to play d5. And after playing d5, we get an interesting position. I still think maybe this is playable, maybe it's not. I haven't... I probably did look at this with an engine and realized that this was not good, but I haven't looked at it with an engine since September 14th, probably, the day after I played it. So I really actually don't know what's good or bad here. So I feel like this is okay. I'm defending, and he takes back with the pawn. So e takes d5. He's attacking my knight, so I have to deal with that. And I have to do something about it. But what's the best move here? I considered this as a potential move. And I guess what I was hoping for, you know, stopping the queen from kind of coming in. And I think this is probably the better of the 2 moves that I considered. And I think he can still just push e6, and I've got problems perhaps. But this is what I was kind of afraid of. Yeah, I can't even do that because he's attacking. It's attacking my knight, so I have to deal with that, and I'm already kind of stuck now because he's going to be able to take here or fork my pieces. So yeah, it's all bad. I'm gonna go down the exchange. I don't know if there's a way out of this. Perhaps there is, but I was afraid of this, so that's why I ultimately didn't do that. I played knight to a5, but I believe that he can still just, well, actually in this instance he could do the same thing, but then I could just take his bishop. So he can't do the same thing. So he played a better move, putting me in check, and I played the only move here, which is bishop to d7 blocking. And let's take a look at the position the way it is. With white to move, it's really I'm in trouble. You know, I haven't really developed my pieces. I'm really jammed up. I'm not close to castling. I've broken most of the opening principles, and I've caused myself nothing but pain. Is there any way out of all of this? Potentially, and I think I just completely played it incorrectly. You know, if I go back in my book, I don't think I spent a lot of time on any of these moves. I probably already chalked up the idea that I'm playing Evan, who is 700 points. He's 2,044, and I'm 1,593. So he's almost 450 points higher than me. So I've already chalked up that I've lost, and I didn't go at him the way I should. I pretty much let him have this one. So he played queen to e2, which is a fantastic move. It's stopping me from taking the bishop, because if I take, he just takes with the queen, and then he forks. So let's take a look at that. Here's what happens. He gets this fork, and I can pretty much resign at this point. So there's nothing I can really do about that. I could probably go here, and then here and here, and I might unwind a little bit, but we've got problems. You know, I've got problems, and it's still probably a game. I think he can play b4 here, and I'm stuck. But unchanging Philtio. Sorry for bothering you. I want to offer promotion of your channel. No, let's just do this. And we are going to mute you. No, we don't need any promotions or anything like that. Thanks, though. Much appreciated, I guess. I'm glad you see value in my channel. I do too. I think we could have probably gotten out of this a little bit, maybe. But I'd pretty much already resigned to the fact that I've given up. So I didn't look at this. I didn't really calculate it. It looks like it's potentially okay. I played bishop g7 here, stopping him from being able to take my my pawn, and he takes and I take, peels off the bishop, and then he played b4, and here I've already realized that I'm lost because yeah, my knight is on the side of the board and it has no free spaces to go. A pretty basic tactic that I just completely overlooked. So I tried to do anything I could to gain any type of material back, but he took my knight, I took here and here, and at this point, if you take a look at the position, I've already lost. We play on for a few more moves, but it's kind of useless. So yeah, a really rough game, which all started back here. Not understanding the opening and not following good principles. Hey, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, rough game. You know, I probably should have just played, you know, d6 here, or, you know, play the 4 knights and play knight f6 and just go from here. My stream title is Forcing Chess Moves. Oh, it is. Okay, thank you for letting me know. I didn't even look at that. Much appreciated. I'll change that now. Okay, so road to class A. chess analysis. Okay. Thank you for letting me know. That's been changed. Much appreciated. I didn't even realize. It's been a while since I've been streaming, so I'm out of my routine. But no, I did not want it like that, but I totally forgot. So, yeah, rough game. I tried to play the Cozio, which is not, that's only if you play the Rui Lopez, not the 2 or 4 knights. So I caused myself a lot of pain and problems, specifically with this move here. But yeah, Evan played a good game. He just played solid chess moves, and I ended up losing. So round 1 of the early fall Swiss is a total bust for me. So congratulations to Evan. He played a nice solid game. My accuracy was really bad, but I learned quite a bit from this game. Sometimes it's nice to just get the quick wins. Does Evan ever play badly? Yeah, actually he does. He is not impervious to playing poorly. Although if you face him now, after what he's been doing, it's going to be very difficult to play against him. If you're not scoring over 90% accuracy, you don't even stand a chance at this point, because he's been putting in a lot of work. And being that he's partly my training partner, it's really, really difficult. But yeah, he is prone to have some foul ups, but he's covered at this point. So yeah, I resigned right here. The nice thing about a quick game like this, that's only 13, 14 moves, is that the night was over. I got it out of the way. I learned a valuable lesson from Evan, and I'm gonna move on. And I got to spectate a lot of chess that day, which was really nice. So all right, let's click out of that, and we are gonna move on to the next game. Okay, actually that doesn't work the way I want it to. That's always fun. Alerts and labels. Board. Wrong game. There we go. Okay. Probably saw some of the stuff in the background. I should probably move that to the other screen so that way when it's up. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Actually, does that go away when I minimize it? No, it does not. It stays up. Okay, good. Okay, so round 2 of the early fall Swiss. Welcome everyone to another chess analysis video, our second game 2 in our Road to Class A series, where I go through and I document my journey on my way up the ranks through the United States Chess Federation. And yeah, we're round 2. I lost round 1 against Evan, so if you guys haven't checked out that video, go back and take a look. That was a really tough, quick loss. Sometimes it's easy. It's nice to get the quick loss out of the way and then move on for the rest of the tournament. And here I'm coming into round 2 with fresh eyes and a nice good night's sleep. And I am playing a gentleman by the name of Thomas Simonis. He's a gentleman, a Class C player at the club, who has been getting better and better every day. What's really cool about Thomas is he likes to, he wears this shirt that he comes to chess in that says it's something to the effect of gambits. He's got a gambit shirt that he wears pretty much every time. And it's really funny because he wants to play some exciting chess, which is, that if you're going to play him, you're going to have an exciting game. So I'm really excited. So let's dive into it. Yes, I know. Look at that. 1e4. Holy moly. Last Road to Class B, you guys saw me playing almost exclusively the English 1c4 with a double exclam. Now we are playing 1e4 ? What? No. Yeah, I like I said in the last video, um, I've decided to drop all of my opening prep and in favor of more open positions by playing one e4 and trying to play a more gambit style and a more aggressive type of game. I need to open up positions so the tactical work that I've been doing shows its face. Playing e4 or c4 and playing these closed maneuvering positions does not really account for a lot of tactics. So when you're closing everything up and your pieces are all behind your pawns, you don't get a whole lot of tactics, and it's usually pawn work and very maneuvering, which I love that sort of chess. But in order for my tactical ability to start showing its face, I had to get some open positions. So we are playing e4. And I am playing pretty much e4 from the rest of these on out as white. And he responds with e5, the most common response. And I play knight f3, knight c6. This is all pretty standard, protecting the pawn. And I go for the Italian game. And here he surprised me. I was not, I'd been working on Grandmaster Gambits, 1e4 Grandmaster Gambits by Simon Williams. And there's a move in here. Now, it might be covered in the course, but I had not reached that chapter. I've only gone through the quick starter at this point. So I know maybe about 20-ish lines to be prepared against anything that might come my way. However, I was met with f5. And I was like, what the heck is this? So, like I said, Thomas likes to play gambits and very exciting chess, and he did not disappoint. And actually, I want to take a look and go back to this game because I need to see where, how long I spent on this move. And he played f5. Yeah, see, I knew it. Yeah, so when I played bishop c4, I'd spent less than a minute on the clock. And I really had no idea what I was going to run into with this move. So I sat and thought for a while. And I don't know if you guys have seen this type of variation before, but perhaps you can leave some comments and kind of guess the move and see what I played. There's a lot of options. You have all kinds of different things that you can do, and they're not all awesome. So you have to be very careful here. This is a time where you can really kind of get yourself into a lot of trouble. So I played d4 here, which to me I thought was the best response to strike in the center. He's going to do this little kind of wing gambit-y type of thing, and I thought, well, I hadn't seen it before, so I thought, what is the most aggressive testing move to my opponent? At this point, I'm out of book. I don't know what I'm supposed to do, so now I'm just going to try to play principled chess. And come to find out, d4 is the best move in the position, which is really nice to see. So my thought process was actually pretty sound. But I did spend 7 minutes on this move alone, which is not typical for me in the opening. I usually know what I'm supposed to do pretty quickly. But this one kind of threw me for a loop, so I had to sit and think about it for a while. But yeah, now I have unlocked my bishop. And I have all kinds of options, which is really great. You know, this is what we want. And I'm fighting for the center. Whenever somebody... One of the things that grandmasters tell you is that if there's a lot of play or somebody tries to do something on one of the wings or the sides of the board... to strike in the center. And now I have this really strong pawn center with d4 and e4, and I feel as though I've got really good fighting chances. and now he's got to respond, because now there's all this tension in the middle that may or may not be resolved depending on how he decides to respond. And he took the pawn this way, which I thought was interesting. And maybe that's the best move. I can't remember. Um, but yeah, so I took back, which is pretty sound, and he developed a knight. And here I thought, well, I have a few options. I could develop my bishop, and I could do all these things that I wanted to do. So I could take the pawn. I could develop my bishop. I've got this. I've got this. I've got this. All of these seem to be, decent moves. But ultimately, what I came up with that I thought was best was, given I still have a positional mindset at this point. I haven't broken myself out of this positional mindset. Is that I can go to an endgame really quickly, and I still have a center pawn. So this is the variation that I saw that I was hoping he would go for, and this is what I was hoping would get on the board, and I didn't get that, but this is what I saw in my calculation, because now I get a chance to castle. He's lost castling rights, and I've got a passed pawn. And I thought, okay, this seems to be like a good course of action. Why not? He's got to deal with this, and okay, it's a game, right? He didn't do that, and he took with the B pawn, which is good, because now I'm like, okay, great. Now he's messed up his kings or his queen side, and castling either way for him is not awesome. And yeah, because as long as I have a light squared bishop, castling kingside is out of the question. So he's now positionally, he's kind of stuck in the middle of the board, and he's going to have a difficult time. So to me, I was like, wow, this is perfect. This is great. I feel as though out of the opening, I mean, we're still in the opening, but I feel like I'm getting everything that I want. And I feel as though he's got all the problems to solve right now. Um, and it's not easy to navigate. So it's my move right now. And I was a little bit unsure if I wanted to push that pawn or not. Mainly because I thought, you know, if we push the pawn here and he goes here, now I've kind of lost this diagonal. Actually, no, I haven't lost the diagonal. Now that I'm looking, that's the second one. I didn't see this during the game, but if we get this, and this, this is pretty rough. Yeah, like, how do you deal with all of this? Hmm, interesting. I mean, these are crazy lines. This is chess that I'm not used to playing, so I didn't really seriously consider that. But now that I'm looking at it, I kind of like it. But I played knight c3. I thought to myself, okay, I need to get my pieces developed, and quick development can maybe potentially lead to a quick win. Um, Thinking that, oh, he'll probably just take the knight, or take my my e4 pawn. I thought, well, that's okay. I'm okay with that. You can have the pawn. I'm not really too worried about it. So some would be like, oh, why did you do that? You let him have your pawn instead of just taking it or dealing with it. Well, I wanted to deal with quick development, and I don't really care about the pawns. I want to get my pieces out there and try to checkmate them. So I played bishop g5 here. pinning the knight, and he's got some things to deal with. I'm expecting him to play d5 here to stop my bishop, and that's exactly what he did. So now he has the right to be able to castle again. And I thought, well, I really only have one move, so I'll have two, but I didn't like my bishop coming back to c3 or b3. I thought, well, that's probably not ideal because he doesn't have to move these pawns, and then my bishop's out of the game the whole time. So I brought my bishop back to e2 instead. I thought this was a better way to go because then I can always swing it to this side of the board. And then it also stops him from coming to here as well, because now I've got two pieces on that square. So yeah, I thought that this was probably the best way to go. And I like this quite a bit. I'm liking my position. Now, I know that he's got strong pawns in the center, but his king is still really wide open. My king's not castled yet, but I do feel as though I am in a safer position than he is currently. So he developed another piece, getting ready to castle kingside. He does have that as an option, and he's pinning my knight to my king. And I thought, well, that's okay. I'm going to develop another piece and give myself the ability to castle kingside or queenside. So I played queen to d4, going after his bishop. So now he has to deal with that. And I was expecting him to play the most aggressive move, which would have been c5. I was expecting this move, which he didn't play because I was going to come here. And then he would either have to move his king or he would have to block with his queen. And I think I wasn't sure if I wanted to go for this or not. He didn't do that, thankfully enough. He went back, which to me was the most surprising move. One of the most surprising moves besides f5 of the game. And I thought, well, why you have all this initiative and you actually have this decent attack? Why move backwards? And when we talked after the game, he realized that maybe that wasn't the best move. I think what he should have done is come here, and then with the idea of coming here and getting this diagonal and kind of owning, just shoring up the center, and then, you know, developing his bishop wherever, and then castle kingside, and he's got a really nice game. And I'm struggling. So I don't really want to castle queenside because he's got this easy access on this side. So I thought if he just brought his, you know, bishop to a5, I thought this was probably the best move here. Maybe it's not, actually, now that I'm looking at it, because I can do this. No, because he can always just peel the knight off right now. And then I have to take it. But yeah, I thought this was the best move for him, but he didn't do that. He came back, which to me I thought was a really passive way of playing. He said that he couldn't figure out a way to proceed. So I castled queenside. I know I said I didn't really want to do that. I'm looking at it now and I'm like, oh, I don't really want to castle queenside, but his king's still stuck in the middle. So, and he castled kingside. And I thought, okay, well, this is perfect because now I can just roll my pawns up the board and go after him. And that's exactly what I did. Played h4 and he played c5, going after my queen. And I had two options here. I could come back to d2 with the idea of coming to f4, or I could go to a4. And I ultimately thought going to a4 was a better option. I didn't want to get my queen jammed up or have to come back to e1. So I thought this was the most active move in the position. Note, if some of you were thinking to come to e3, that will be easily met with d4, which is not good. So you definitely don't want to move your queen back to d3 here. So the two options are a4 or queen to d2. I'm not sure still which way is best, but I don't typically like moving backwards, so I thought queen to a4 was the more active move, which would be great. I decided chess is more important than my homework. Yeah, that homework in the general, in the grand scheme of things, won't matter in 10 years at all. Guaranteed. None of that homework that you have is probably going to be relevant to what you do for your job. But chess will most certainly be relevant to what you probably grow up to enjoy later in life. So, yeah, I mean, homework is useless. Really, it is. Unless it's teaching you something that you want to learn. It's pretty much getting you ready for standardized testing, which to me is also useless. So, yeah. Okay. Done with my little rant there. Chess gets degrees. Yeah, sure. I mean, hey, they like that. People love seeing that extracurricular on a college resume or college entrance application. So they also like seeing the GPAs too. But all right, so he played a5, which again, it was another surprising move. I think he was just trying to gain as much space as possible and try to storm his pieces. But he's playing with his pawns, and now like these pawns, I thought he should have played. I was really expecting him just to play this. And now I have to deal with that. I have to bring my knight either to b5 or b1, like just go back home. And yeah, it's not good. So we talked about that during the game. I'm like, dude, why didn't you just do that? Like, if we do this, I have this move here, and he has to move his king. But actually, he doesn't even have to move his king. He could move his knight here, or he could move his queen here. So there's a couple things. I could even also move this, and then move my knight back here and up to f4. So I have some maneuvering stuff, but maybe that's what he saw, and he didn't want to do any of that. But I actually don't remember most of the post-mortem. He was kind of ready to leave after we got to around this point in the game, I think. Standardized testing is just a bunch of old people creating a way to put the most stress on kids. Yeah, possibly. I don't think it's in an effort to put stress on kids. I think it is a way to create more non-thinking consumers. Just buy stuff. Just buy the stuff. All the things. Buy all the things. Go to the workforce. Spend your money for the capitalistic machine. That's what I think. So, yeah, I digress. But, okay, so he played a5, and I thought, well, I need to break up these pawns. I need to do something about this strong center somehow. So I need to start alleviating a little bit of the tension by getting rid of some pieces and creating myself a little bit more space, because black has all this space. And back to chess. So I took bishop f6, bishop takes f6. I thought, okay, we can get rid of one of these nice defenders in the middle. And I really expected him to take with the bishop and kind of open up this diagonal and help support this, and then he can pick up this pawn, and like I thought all these things. But he didn't do that. He played rook takes f6. And I thought, oh, well, okay. Cool. I'm just going to take this This guy right here. Rook takes d5, and now he's got some issues. Now his whole center is going to fall, and I have all the initiative. Rook to d6, blocking the queen. I don't know if that's necessarily the best option. I think moving the bishop is probably the best option, or moving the queen out of the way is the best option. I'm not quite sure. I think I might like this move the best. No matter which way you go, it's rough. I think he wanted to alleviate any of the tension, which is why he put his rook there. Because the next thing that's coming is I'm getting that other pawn. So he comes here, I peel it off, he takes, and I get the queen to take c4. So now I've pretty much destroyed his center. He still has a little bit of a center, more than I do, but he's got 3 pawn islands. And he's got these 3. And I feel as though he's still got a piece that's never left his back square, 2 pieces. And I feel like I've got all of the play right now. So he moved his rook. I thought here he probably should have. I don't know what the best move is here, but b8 is probably the best try. I think that maybe he should have brought his bishop out somewhere. Where, I don't know. Maybe to here. And protect it. But he's got a lot of problems right now. So moving out of the way is probably the easiest way to handle it. I brought my knight in. So now my knight is a great outpost. And now I have these discoveries and these checks and all kinds of tactics that are looming in the air. So this is exactly what I wanted from a game. We get some tactics. Woohoo! And he played bishop to f8. Probably the best move in the position. And I played bishop c4, setting up discoveries. If I move this guy, have the potential to win some pieces or double checks. Yep. So I've got all kinds of things coming at him very quickly. And he played king to h8, which was probably a pretty smart move. Leaving the king there is a recipe for disaster for sure. I don't know what else you could do, but I feel like that's probably... He's just getting met with all kinds of problems that he has to deal with. So he's now turned to a very defensive posture, and counterattacking is almost useless, or there's not much he can really do at this point. And here I kind of didn't... I kind of had a lapse in judgment. I probably should have just played g4 here. And started kind of really putting more pressure on his king side. But I thought, okay, well, I'm going to bring my pieces down, thinking to myself that, I don't know exactly what I was thinking here. I must have had some sort of idea about bringing my queen to e8 somehow, but honestly, what I was thinking kind of escapes me at this point because it's been so long, which is part of why I probably shouldn't have waited so long to post these games. Looking at it now, I really have no idea why I made that move. I do remember making... The one thing I remember making the move and thinking to myself, that was a wasted move. Why did I do that? And I thought, oh, that's not good. That was a wasted tempo. Why didn't I try to... advance pieces? So he played bishop e7. Now there's a pin on this knight, so he's got this going, and yeah, he's starting to create a little bit of counterplay. I'm allowing it because I was not smart. And I played bishop to d3, trying to just threaten checkmate. And he stops it, of course. And I play rook back to h1. Probably would have been better just to stay there, and I should have played bishop to d3 straight away. So if we go back here, instead of just doing that, I probably should have just done this and then this. And now, okay, we're going to continue. Now, instead of it being his move right here, or my move, getting my rook back here, now it'd be my move again, so it'd be a tempo ahead. I could just play h5. So, and now he's going to be struggling very, very quickly. So, yeah, there's those types of things. Now, but it didn't play out that way. So I made some useless moves and then got some other moves. He decided to peel the knight off. I took the bishop, trading pieces. So now he's creating some counterplay here, and I got to be a little bit careful. b3, stop that. Queen b4, and now he actually has some serious threats. You know, I'm loose on the dark squares, and he can come in and there's checkmating possibilities. I have to be careful. So I have one last tempo left before he kind of comes in, and now he played bishop h6, and I have a real problem if I move, you know, I don't know if you see it here, but pause the video, try to figure out what the bad move is. If I move here, we have checkmate, which is easy to miss. You have to be careful. And I played king b1. He played queen to f4, trying to go for any type of tricky mating sequences. But you know, I'm protected with my rook here, so we're okay. I decided to take that off. H takes g6, and here I took bishop takes g6, and he plays rook g8. And now I want to see if you guys can spot the winning tactic. I feel pretty good about this one because I calculated this from back here. Thought all this would really happen. So we got to here, and now it's white to move and pretty much win the game. So there's two things. It starts with the same move, but you have to be careful. Oh, nice. That'll be awesome. I will not be there, unfortunately. I have taken off from tournament chess for the rest of the week, or the rest of the year. So get my mind around playing better. So for those of you that have tried to figure it out, here is the solution. The move is g3, and this is probably an exclamation point at the very least. So the sequence that played out is queen to g5, queen takes g5, and he resigned because this is pinned because of the rook. The other move that he could have tried is this one, and he still met with the same problems. So we are here, here, and then here. So, oh yeah, I believe you're right. So both of those worked. Oh yeah, actually no, he could go here. I missed that. Oh, but we get this anyways. So he goes here, and then we win the queen. So that's what it is. I did miss that particular scenario, but still super rough game for him. But yeah, I enjoyed this a lot. This was a really good game. Tom played a really, really great game, and it was a good time. So I'm now sitting at 1-1 for the tournament, which is great. I'm 50%. Can't complain. So thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to like and share. It really helps me out. Thank you so much. Okay, we'll take a look at number 3 in a little bit. Yeah, I believe it is. Yeah, I think there's like a 4. Yeah, you play 3 games. They're gonna split it up by 4 people to a group by rating, and then you play 3 games. Game in 25, I think, something like that. Yeah, some quick action chess, so that should be fun. I don't know, maybe I'll be there. Maybe I'll bring Abe. We'll see. I don't think so, but maybe if my wife doesn't have anything going on, maybe I'll bring Abe. We'll see. All right, let's load up the next game. Let's close that guy out. Oh, that still shows there. I don't like that shows up. Does it show up if it's minimized? Yes, it does. Wah, 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 lame. Okay, so I guess it doesn't really matter where I put it. That's what she said. Okay, on to the next game. Okay, let's do this. I should probably switch to a different view when I do this. But, all right. Sounds good, man. Yeah, resting is good. Resting is always good. Okay. That was round 2. Now we're... Welcome, friends, to a new Road to Class A game analysis. This is game number 3, I believe. But round 4. So I think my opponent ended up not showing up and had to forfeit in round 3, so I got a win there. So I'm now 2-1, and this is round 4 of the early fall Swiss. I am playing Eli Glendoff at my local club, and I have another E4, E5. So let's take a look, and we get the same knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4, and bishop c5. And now we get to unleash my new opening that I've decided to play, which is called the Evans Gambit with b4. And some people are like, what are you talking about? Why are you playing b4? You're just giving this pawn up. So the idea here is that you get the bishop off this diagonal. Did Eli tell you that you didn't play the main line? No. He didn't, because I did play the main line and he did not. He does it every time, whether he's right or wrong. Yeah, he played bishop e7 here, which is not the main line. It is a line, but it's a line that I'm familiar with. I believe the main line is a bishop a5. But yeah, he came all the way back. He said he's familiar with it, but this is an interesting game because I got to a point where I really believed I had winning chances, but I didn't capitalize on them. So I played d4. This is all standard theory at this point, and he played d6. I think that's it is a move. It's a move that can be played. I don't think it's the best move. I think you should take the pawn. Yeah, I'm sure he has said that a few times. So thanks for the follow, much appreciated. Welcome to the stream. It's awesome to have you, Carter. So now I'm kind of getting to the fuzzy point where I haven't played this enough to know and feel my way through it. So now I'm playing on I'm in that weird fuzzy space where, is this the right move? Is this intuition? Is this book move? I don't know. And I played queen to b3. It does. It absolutely does. We have some real characters at the club for sure. He's a New Yorker, so he's definitely got his own flavor. He's from New York, so I feel like that's why it is. Gizmos, welcome. Thanks for the follow. Much appreciated. And I knew that I'd be met with this. Carter, thank you. Carter's Gamers. So here I thought, okay, I'm gonna spice it up. Let's go. So that's what I did. Bishop takes f7, and which I thought, well, okay, this is gonna be fun. We're gonna have a fun game. It's very, very interesting already. So he plays king f8. Pretty much the only move. You don't really want to move up to e7 or d7. That would be ridiculous. Yeah, it looks like that. So I played queen to a4, and he played queen to c6, or he played c6, unlocking his queen to protect his knight. So so I had two options here. I could move my bishop back to b3, which I considered. So I thought about coming back. That was an option that I thought. I thought, no, I really want to kind of mess up his whole king side, and I'm just going to take this off and say, okay, let's go. We're going to have a game. Let's do it. And yeah, I took there, and I thought that he might take with the rook, and then start pushing these pawns. But he took with the king, which I found to be rather surprising. I was not expecting that. I was really expecting the other way, but I guess I get it. You might want to, play, h5, h4, and do it that way. But I mean, either way is probably fine. I don't think the one is better than the other. This one feels worse to me than the other way, but maybe I'm wrong. So I developed another piece, bishop to e3. If he takes, I can just get another piece in the center going towards his king, which we want, or I could just shore up the center and play this way, and now I've got a nice strong center, and he's got problems. He's got to deal with all this stuff. So positionally at this point, I feel like I'm doing pretty well. He played b5, which I was expecting, and I came back to c2. Knight to c4, and then castles. I really expected him just to peel the bishop off right away, and I was okay with that, because then I can get, if he takes, then I have unlocked my rook. He played this bishop g4 instead, and here is where I had to make my real first decision of the game. Move 14. Actually, my first decision was move 11 when I played bishop to e3, which probably wasn't amazing, and I spent 10 minutes on that move. Here I didn't spend that much time. I was mistaken. Here I realized I didn't want him to take my knight and then open up my king, so I had to come back. And now I'm already feeling the effects of not my poor bishop move. And he took, I took, which makes sense. And now I've got this nice open file. And he played bishop g5, which is the move that I missed. And I thought, oh no, now I'm kind of in a little bit of trouble here. I don't like this. Now I'm struggling. Now I thought that I could probably just play queen to d3. And okay, I'm fine. We can continue on and it'll be a game, right? And I don't know if there was something that I just didn't like about it or why I didn't play it, but I came up with a different plan, which probably wasn't good. And I took the knight, or I took on e5. So d takes e5. And this is probably a mistake. Maybe it's a mistake. I'm not quite sure. He takes, obviously, and I move king to h1, and he plays bishop to e6. Yeah, queen d3 does look pretty reasonable, but for some reason, I don't know, there was something that I was scared about that kind of... yeah, I mean, queen d3 looks like a totally normal move, right? Like, I don't know what it was. I felt like it was more prone for my queen to get trapped. I had no way of protecting my queen to even get a piece back if I were to lose it. And but looking at it now, I feel like, okay, this is perfectly fine. You know, I have this, and then I can bring this back, and now we've got kind of almost like an attack. So I feel like it's probably a decent move, but there was something about it I didn't like, and I chose a different plan. So I let him have the pawn, move my king, and he moved his bishop back. And I thought, oh, okay. Cool. Well, this is nice, and we're moving right along. I don't remember what the plan completely was here. Yeah, it does feel claustrophobic, doesn't it? I didn't anticipate this, you know, some of this b5 stuff, and it kind of threw me off. I kind of missed some of that stuff with bishop e3 that I probably shouldn't have played. And he brought his bishop back. I don't remember exactly why. I mean, I always have this because now it, you know, he's got this check here. But all right, he doesn't want that check at all, so he takes it. And now I played queen d3. He moves his bishop back to protect his pawn, and I go after his bishop. It's a really maneuvering, kind of semi-tactical game. There's a lot of like tactics in the air, but he seems to see them all. And yeah, I made a mistake here. So that was a mistake because now he played here. And I was like, oh man. And here I'm frustrated, I'm irritated. I was like, how did I miss this? This is a basic tactic, and the position got the better of me because I kind of lost focus a little bit. Yeah, it's like 2 knights versus 2 bishops is really tough. So now I'm going to drop an exchange. But now I have to think about, pause the video here and see if you can figure out what my move was. Because it's not all bad right now. Try to figure out what the next move that I made was here. That gives the best chances. Can you see it? I played queen to h3, giving up the rook. have the rook for free. You're going to do what? Yeah. And I did it. So he took, and I went after the king with a queen and a pawn. That's it. And he played king f8, and I played knight 1 to d2. So now I've opened this up, and now we're getting into some serious stuff. I'm down a rook, essentially, but his rooks are not in the game. You know, this rook is stuck here. This rook's not doing anything yet. So I'm active, and he's semi-active. So there's this counterplay going on. And Bro's rebranding his chess so that he's tall of the 21st century. Well, I have something to show you. Hi, Frank. My man. That's right. Mikhail Tal. And coupled with Art of the Checkmate. So, yes, I am rebranding my chess 100%. I am playing to win at all costs. You can have my rook. I'm going to checkmate you. That's my philosophy at this point. Black's king is super sketch right now. You are right. So now he's got all kinds of things going on. He's got a deal that I have this. I've got this. He's got stuff to deal with. And he played a move which I was expecting him to come back here and then we just trade off, right? I was expecting that. That did not happen. He played bishop to g2. Check. And I was like, wait, what? Why did you do that? I was like, wow. So his idea was, and he plays it, that after I take, that he's going to get all this, all this same activity that I have with my queen against his king, he's going to have against my king. So now, I've got real serious chances. I just moved my king back, and now we can take stock of the position. I've got a mate threat. I've got checkmate in 1 or 2, really. One time Yasser Sarowin said Tal's name, but said it Michael Tal, and it's really funny. Michael Tal. Yeah. Mickey Tal. Yeah, it is funny. I'm sure his name was pronounced a lot, mispronounced a lot. So he plays queen to e7, best defense in the position, and I get rook f1 check, and he's got to move his king to e8. Now let's take a look. I'm super active. I'm now only down an exchange, and okay, we're doing okay. I've got all the activity, which to me is really good. Yeah. Sarwan is he's a character, so I mean, he's been the second for so many world champions. Like, yeah, I feel like he gets a pass, you know. All right, so I'm at this point, I'm like, oh, now I've got all kinds of crazy things. So I thought my best option was to take his bishop. And he takes the queen. I take his queen. And now let's take a look. I've got 2 pieces for a rook. So now I feel as though I'm actually winning. He's going to move. He can't move his king to protect the pawn. So Yeah, butchering names is it's part of it. I mean, I guess it's part of it. There's a lot of funny names out there. Saying Nepo's name properly is difficult. So like, I don't even know that I can do it. Nepomniachtchi, I think is how you pronounce it, but it took. I think I had to practice that a couple of times before I could like confidently say it. It's hard. So he moves his king to e7. We get ourselves another pawn, and we're going into an endgame, and I feel really good about this endgame. Takes the pawn, and I get knight to f5. King to e6, and king to g2. I think anybody can get a pass, right? Rook h to g8, king to f2, rook a to d8, knight to b3, and rook to g6. So, yeah, I know. Yeah, it's hard. So now the whole idea in endgames, you want to centralize your king. So I do exactly that. King to e3, rook to f6. Knight to c5 and king to f7. And here, is it here? Yeah. There was a point here where, so at this point, I'm feeling really good about my position. And I couldn't find a way to get through. There is a way to get through. And I missed it. So is it here? Yeah, here. So there is a way to get through and break through this position to win. I'm actually winning in this position by quite a bit. It doesn't look like it, but there is a way through, and it's hard. But I didn't find it, unfortunately. The engines found it. And I played rook to g1, trying to come into the g7 square right here. And he blocked it, and I came back, and he came back, and then we repeated it a few times, which is unfortunately the result of the game. We have this repetition. But, and it's not easy to find, but there is a way around to get through. And I think here, is it here? Yeah. So there's two ways around. So when he came here, the move that you can make is knight to d3. Sorry, knight to d3. And he can come here, and we can block. Take that one, take that one, take that one. Check. It's got to move back. Check. It's got to move back here. And I believe this was the way through. And this is completely winning for white. And there was another one too after this, whereas we go here and he comes here. And I think it's this. No, this way? No. That's not it. No, that's not the move either. Maybe it's here. No, I can't remember it exactly. I have it. It doesn't really matter one way or another. But yeah, there's a way to get this pawn and then you step your king up and you can get through. But there is a way to get through. I have it. I saved them in my chessable course, so I've actually been studying it, but apparently I don't remember the exact variation. But there is a way to get through. Ultimately, we ended up getting a draw here, so which is a little bit unfortunate because I had a win, but I just couldn't break through. End games, though, I love. I don't think I had a lot of time. Actually, I did have plenty of time. Yeah, we were in a really good spot. I just couldn't find a way through when I was looking at it. And we just ended up repeating. So, yeah, I mean, I had more than 30 minutes on the clock, and so did he. So I guess we could have played it through. But, yeah, I missed it. That's okay. I mean, at this point, he is higher rated than me. So by a few points, getting a draw here is only helpful to me and not him. So overall, very good game. I enjoyed it. I played well. And aside from that little mishaps with the bishop to c4 skewering my pieces, it's not too bad. Okay, I'm going to take a small break. I have to use the restroom. So let's change this to adjournment. And I will be right back. Give me a few seconds here. Okay, I am back. I have returned. Okay. Did it actually switch the game? No. Okay. All right. So, at the end of the last round, I finished with 2.5 out of 4, which is, to me, that's a good score. As long as you're hitting 50% or better, you're gaining rating points usually. So, especially if you're playing well against the players that are above you. So, and I had been, so this is really good. Okay. Welcome everyone to a new game, Road to Class A. We have started a new tournament today. This is the Fall Swiss tournament. I played this game back on October 18th, so it's been a few weeks, about a month ago. We've got 4 games in this tournament, and we'll see how well we do. This is round 1, and I am playing a new kid who is unrated currently, Shravan Sabarish, at the club. He's got a little brother that's played. I played his little brother in the speed chess tournament the week before this. The speed chess tournament I played at our club, I went 7 out of 10 and took 5th, which to me is pretty good, but I could do better. So I got beat out by four stronger players. So um, Zapata and Sagers, Ashish and Rotor beat me. They had better scores. So in the speed chess tournament. But we are back to classical chess. So let's take a look. I am still playing e4, surprisingly enough. I'd never played this kid before. I knew nothing about him. And as most kids do, they blitz out moves. They're really fast. They're speedy players. So I'm not used to this because a lot of the players at our club, there's not a lot of kids in the open section right now. So they, most of the gentlemen in the club are older and they play slower. So he was blitzing out moves really fast. And we get another Italian game, and I get to play another Evans Gambit. Look at that. So we've now got two in a row, pretty much. And I'm excited because I get to test out some new stuff. All right, C3 is the book move here. And one of the sidelines here is Bishop C5. But it is not... it's a playable move, obviously. The masters still play this move. But I think it's fallen out of popularity just because white can contest it right away. So we trade off the pawns in the middle, and he moves his bishop back to e7. I castle, plays knight f6, and I develop another piece, knight c3. And here I feel as though I'm like, oh, I'm doing really well. Castles, and we're in a good spot. I'm almost completely developed, and everything is going really well. And I'm liking my position. But part of the problem is now I'm out of book. And now I need to come up with plans on my own. And I'm not familiar with the plans on my own in the Evans Gambit. So one of the things I heard in one of the courses that I have, it's not related to the Evans Gambit, but it's related to knights on f6 or c6. And you want to move your pawns forward to get them off of their squares. So I thought about this. I believe the author that talked about this was Andras Toth. I have his E4 course for beginners, and he talked about, you want to get these, you want to advance your pawns to move those knights. So this rang in my head. Now, maybe it doesn't apply here, so I could be just, making things up that I've heard before, but I thought, okay, well, we're going to do that. And that's exactly what I did. I played E5. And it's not an awesome move. Maybe it is. I feel as though it's okay. I feel like it's still pretty good. And he played Bishop B4. And I thought, what is the best way to handle this? I saw takes. No, not pushing forward. Takes. New. Takes. 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 I saw this. And I did not know how to proceed. Here. After this. Maybe it's... I don't think I have all the initiative. I'm not exactly sure. This is an unclear position. I'm unsure what to do. I don't know exactly how to proceed. Now, if he takes with the king, I know exactly how to proceed, which is this, and then we win the bishop. But we have to assume they're going to play the best moves, and they will. They always do. And I don't know how best to continue here. Now, maybe there's still some attacking chances, but I couldn't see this far because I had to see it from here. So let's take a look. So 1, 2, 3, and I'm kind of outside of my depth. I had to see this move with the potential of here and here to know whether or not, okay, am I doing okay? Am I bad? I'm not quite sure. Maybe I'm okay. Still unclear. But maybe there's attacking chances. Maybe this is better. I'm not sure. I think I remember looking at the engine, but I never put the mistake or blunders in my course, so I don't remember. So I played a passive move here, and I played queen to c2. Now looking at this, I thought, well, maybe I could do this. And now we're going after that. So we get this type of situation. And maybe this is good. Maybe it's not. But I feel like this was also maybe potentially another try. I did not see this during the game. I'm seeing it now. So maybe it's good, maybe it's not. But then with the idea of here, and he's got to deal with some problems, right? So not sure. Maybe it's good. But he played here, and I think the proper move is actually taking the knight with your pawn. I'm pretty sure that's the case, but I honestly can't remember. I'd have to look at it again with an engine. But so I didn't do that, and I played a more passive move by protecting the knight. And then he played d5. I thought, oh man, now I'm kind of getting jammed up here. What do I do? And now he can move his knight into e4. I probably still should have taken. So we get this and this and then this. And yeah, maybe we're okay here. That. Yeah, there's so many things, and there's just a lot of the things that are happening I'm just unfamiliar with because I'm not used to playing these openings yet. So this is all new territory. I don't have an intuition. I feel out of my element. I'm used to closed maneuvering positions. This is open. There's all kinds of crazy tactics, and my brain is struggling to comprehend what's happening. I even thought of just playing en passant and going from there, but then I'm stuck with a isolated pawn, and I didn't want to deal with that. So I ended up just moving back, kind of playing another passive move, and he took, which makes sense. I took, and now he gets his tempo, takes, and now I came up here. And maybe this was probably not the best move. Maybe I should have come back. I don't know. But I feel like my pawns are in a really good spot, but they're not because he can just take them. And now what am I going to do? So here, it's important not to take this pawn. Anybody see why? Leave a comment down below. But let me know if you got it. Boom, and that's game over because you get this. Bam, bam. And you can pretty much resign at that point. So I moved, and he came here anyways, and I played queen to e3. So I can try to pick up this pawn next. He took my bishop, I brought my rook out, and he played f5. I thought, oh man, this kid's good. and I'm struggling at this point. Like, we're getting less and less pieces. I'm feeling less comfortable about the position. I'm in unfamiliar territory. Don't really know what to do. So I took on Passant, and he took Queen F6 with the idea of taking this pawn, potentially. Rook takes F7, or C7, sorry. And now we need to take a look, and he plays Queen F4, and now he's offering a queen trade or to take my knight. So now I'm kind of, I have a decision to make. And he's put me to it. I have to figure out how to best maneuver and get out of my situation, because now if I take the pawn, he takes my knight, and now I'm down a knight. If I take here, he takes my queen, I take here. If you guys see this, checkmate. Can't do that. So I have to consider taking. That's an option. Not sure that I like that, because now he's got this pawn here. So I came up with queen to b3, and I thought this was probably my best try, because now I have tactics. There's lots of tactics in the air on the f7 square. I've got 3 pieces there. He's got 3 he's got 3 pieces there, and there's lots of things going on. And he played king h8, and can you spot the tactics? There's a lot going on. What I'm hoping for is to get the smother made, but if you get your queen in here, but I don't see it. I don't see a way to get in there. You really want to play knight f7 here, but you can't. So I played rook f7. Rook takes f7, knight takes f7, king takes g8, and I can't play knight to h5 because his queen can just take it. But I can play it. I should have just played knight to e5, because now he's in double check, which I missed because I'm now nervous about the position. If he moves back, it's checkmate, but he can just move here, and now it's not checkmate anymore. So I didn't like that, so I played knight to e5 instead, check. So now he's got to move, and he played king to f8. Makes sense. I don't really have many spots for my queen, but I see a checkmate in 2. Can you guys see it? Leave your comment down below. Leave your comment in the chat if you can find mate in 2 for white. And it's only mate in 2 in the event that they make a mistake, because there is a way to stop it, and then the game would continue. But it's not a fully forced mate in 2. It's a tricky mate in 2 that's tough to see. Have you figured it out? Queen to d5, with the idea that if he does anything other than protect the d8 square, it's checkmate. So he played e3, and I played queen d8, checkmate, and king has no squares, and I was able to get a checkmate on the board against Shravan. The kid is really good. He's got to be 8 or 9, and he's playing really strong chess. I was struggling in this game a lot, mainly because for most of his life he's probably played the Evans Gambit, and I'm only just starting to learn it. So thanks for watching, everybody. I do appreciate you guys liking and sharing this video. It helps me out a lot, and we'll catch you in the next episode. Okay, Right on. Thank you. This was good. All right, we've got 3 more games to go over. Okay, so we've got, yep, 3 more. Round 1 was a win, which is really nice. Can't complain about that. Getting a round 1 win is always nice. Okay, let's close this out. No, we're not going to save it. I'm going to open this back up. Nobody's. Okay. Looks like we had a few people follow. That's great. Thank you for those new follows. Always nice to see. Does it actually say? I thought there was a way it showed how many followers there were. I'm sure I could probably put it on the screen, but whatever. Welcome, friends, to a new episode of the Road to Class A tournament, series. I am now in the Fall Swiss round 2. I don't remember exactly what number game this is, but I think it's number 6 or 7, something like that. Maybe 5. I don't know. I've lost count at this point. There's going to be a ton of games. Maybe there'll be 100. Maybe there'll be 10. Maybe there'll be 50. I don't know, but hopefully we get ourselves to Class A sooner rather than later. But let's take a look and see if we've went any further in our journey here. Round 2, I am playing James Coons. I've played him a number of times. I still can't beat him. I haven't had a chance, but maybe we can get him in this one. So let's take a look. So I know that Jim likes to play D4, C4, G3 pretty much exclusively. The reason I know this is because those are the 3 best moves, no matter what the answers are, from Leela, LCO. He is a big Leela fan. That's what he does all his training on. And yeah, so I knew this going in. So I prepared something against him. I was studying the Queen's Indian for a while. Ooh, there's a big spider going down. And I missed him. Shoot. Oh, well. Thought I could get him. Yeah, he's going to go somewhere. Dang it. Okay, well, so much for Mr. Spider Guy. So I'd been playing the Queen's Indian, and I prepared a different move order for him, knowing that he wants to play G3. So he played C4, and I played B6. So he played G3, and I played Bishop B7 right away, so I could get in my Bishop B7, which is what I really wanted to have. He plays Knight F3, E6, Bishop G2, Bishop E7. This is pretty standard. Castles, Knight C3, which I was expecting, and D5. So now I've committed to the center, which is a pretty standard book move. This is all normal stuff in the Queen's Indian defense. So he took, and I took, and he plays Bishop F4, which I was expecting all of this, which is really good. So I'm still in prep on move 9, and I played C5. So here I'm feeling really comfortable. I feel like I've somewhat equalized, or close to, and I feel like I've got equal chances to win this game. So this is actually in the old main line of this opening, and he played E4 or H4, and this is the first point in the game that I did not know what to do because I was not expecting him to make that move. And I spent 5 minutes here trying to figure out the best option, and I came up with contesting his bishop on F4. So I played Bishop D6. And I thought, well, if he moves his knight in, I feel pretty good. If he decides to move or take my bishop, I feel like I'm doing okay. And he took my bishop. So we got a set of pieces off the board. And he took, and I took, and now we've got this type of position, which is a fairly common Queen's Indian position. The h4 move was a little bit out of my depth. Not exactly sure what purpose that serves. Maybe this is a Leela thing. I'm not sure exactly where Jim is in his preparation. But I feel like there could be any number of things happening here. So he plays knight to g5. Opens things up, and now he's got this discovery here. And I am just dealing with all of this. So I'm okay. I don't have to do anything here. I like my position. But now there's all this tension on the d pawn. Yeah, I'm okay with that. So to me, what I was afraid of is him actually playing something like knight to e4. So I got of any of those types of threats. And I thought that was the best move. And maybe it's not, maybe it is. I'm not quite sure. But the other thing that I wanted to do was it serves a purpose of protecting my bishop as well. It wasn't doing that before. My bishop was sitting unprotected, so I couldn't push d4 if I wanted, mainly because I couldn't. Otherwise, I would have lost my bishop and then my rook as well. So we don't want that. So he played rook to c1. Pretty logical move, moving his pieces into the middle and open files. And I kicked his knight, which ultimately ended up probably being a mistake. I probably should just leave his knight there because it's not really harming anything. I probably should have developed my pieces. Maybe knight to a6 and then knight to c7, maybe. Or maybe just playing d4 right now and trying to trade off the bishops. Yeah, that probably would have been a better option. Something like this. And then, yeah, maybe this is no good. Not sure. I don't like this, actually. This looks difficult. Because takes, and I still have the same problem. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I like that. So maybe pushing there is not a good idea. Probably just playing knight c6 or knight a6 is the best option. I kicked his knight. He came back, and then I played d4. Now he doesn't have any of those same tactics. But now I let him maybe potentially get a hold of that c5 pawn. So we take, and I moved my queen up to d5, and he moved back. I played knight b d7. He played knight f4, attacking my queen. And here I played queen f5, but I don't think I should have played that. I think I should have played queen to c6 or queen to d6, I think are my two options here. I'm not sure which one's better. I played queen to f5, which I think is probably a mistake. Because now he can attack my queen. And now I'm kind of stuck. I probably should have just... Nah, maybe I'm not stuck yet. Maybe I can still play queen to e. Yeah, I think I'm okay. I think I can play queen to e, e5 here, and I think I'm still okay. I can't let go of this pawn. I think that's the problem. And that's ultimately what I end up doing, and this is why I lost the game. G5, which was a mistake. Now I'm just lashing out. Really just poor play. I don't know why I did this. I look at it now and I'm like, this is just appalling. Why did I do this? I create all this space in front of my king. And I have an okay game. Like, I'm doing all right. Or I was doing all right. And then I just gave it up. Comes back. And now you can kind of see where this is headed. Takes. I thought I could be tricky, and I couldn't. Yeah, I was trying to checkmate him before he checkmated me, but he had the initiative, and it's like one move to checkmate in either way. And even then, let's pretend for a minute he didn't have a rook here, and it was over here. I still didn't have it because he had it blocked, so there's nothing I could really do. Maybe there's a checkmate, but probably not. Yeah, rough game. He definitely smashed me there. So not a whole lot. The only thing I think I could have done better is I think I played well. I think I should have either come here or come here. And then went on from there. Probably d6. I think I like d6 better. That's probably my best option. Because now, what is he going to do? He's got to do something. And I can bring my knight into here, which is double protecting this. I can move my rook to c8. I think I'm doing all right. But, yeah, after doing all that, I kind of messed up. I guess I probably should have just taken... Could I have just taken the queen too? Is that an option? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Yeah, maybe that's not an option. I don't think taking is an option. And then coming back here was another option. Yeah, but he then comes in here. It's tough. It's a tough spot. Yeah, I made some mistakes here. I feel like I could have done a lot better. Let me know if you have any comments. Leave them down below. If you saw some lines in here, I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about it. And thanks for watching, everybody. I do appreciate you guys supporting the channel, watching our road to Class A. And we'll catch you guys in the next episode. Okay. Number 3. All right. Let's close out of that. Nope. And... Welcome, friends, to a new episode in our Road to Class A series. We're trying to reach 1800 USCF, and hopefully it'll be a short journey and a short series, but I expect that it's probably going to take at least as much time, if not longer, than it took us to get to Class B. But I have another game. I'm playing white against Clark McCutcheon, and this is the Fall Swiss round number 3 at our local chess club here in Waukesha. So, 1e4. We're playing e4. I'm still trying to fight the good fight, playing e4, and I'm learning a lot. It's been a few weeks now. This is week number 6 or 7, I think. Yeah, round 3. I got one more game to go, and so right now we're at 1-1 for our tournament results, I believe. Let's take a look. I don't remember. Yeah, we won round 1 and we lost round 2. So this is the tiebreaker. Need to get ahead, right? So, all right. Clark plays e5. Knight f6, or sorry, knight f3. And knight f6. We see a Russian game, the Petrov. I haven't seen this over the board yet. I've only seen it in my Chessable courses in the quick starters, so I have a general idea of what I'm supposed to do. So let's get into it. Knight e5, he plays d6. Knight back to f3, knight takes e4, knight to c3, knight takes knight, and d takes c3, and bishop e7. This is all standard stuff. It's been seen. It's a very common position in the Petrov. A lot of players from the black side like to play this because it's very easy to play and it doesn't get really messy, really too much until you want to make it messy. Right now, yeah, I'm 16-12 in this tournament and Clark is 1900. So this is a tough game for me. So what I do know about this opening is that the idea is to develop your bishop to e3, develop your queen to here, and then castle queenside. Okay. And he plays knight to c6. I develop my queen to d2. He plays bishop e6. I play bishop to d3, which apparently is where we're out of book. He told me that he was not expecting this move. And I don't think I should have played this move here. I think I should have castled. But that's okay. I think we're doing okay. Sorry, I have a little tickle in my throat. I've been talking for 2 hours, which is not something I'm normally used to doing. Okay. He moved his queen up to d7. I castled queenside. He played h6 to keep me out of g5 square, which makes sense. King to b1, a6, and I put a knight in the center. Knight to d4, and he castled queenside. So all of my lines that I know about were when they castle kingside. So now I'm out of book. I don't know what to do. I only know or have ideas of what I'm supposed to do, which was going to be a kingside pawn storm, but I don't have that idea anymore. So now it's just a game. We're playing chess. And at this point, I feel like Clark probably has a lot more experience in this area than I do. So I need to come up with some ideas, and I need to come up with some ideas really fast. So my idea was to create some threats. And how I did that was queen to e2. I want to actually sacrifice my bishop and just come in here really quickly. And but he stopped all that. He just played knight to b8. So, okay, we're stuck at this point. I'm not really stuck, but all right, I see the idea. I've learned my lessons from a few games ago. This square I have to be careful of because of a skewer. So I played h3 to keep him out. And here he played c5, which I don't know if this is a thematic move or if this is normal or not, but moving a pawn in front of your king like that to me just seems absolutely crazy. And I don't know why you would do that. I get it in some openings. Now, maybe that's okay to do here. Maybe it's not, but I am unsure. Now, I played knight to b3, but I'm looking at this now, and I think I should have just taken the bishop. Okay, take the bishop. He can either have the strong center or take with the queen. And, okay, let's go. So I think I like this. I think this is okay. Maybe this is not. Maybe this is trash. But I feel like with the amount of pressure that I know is coming, I feel like maybe I like this a little bit better. But I didn't do that. I played back because I want to keep the pieces on the board. I want to create threats. And he played queen to a4. And I was just like, what is this? You're coming at me so fast all of a sudden, and now I feel like I'm already losing. I feel like I'm stuck and on the back foot. I'm like, oh my gosh. What do I do? All right, so I'm going to come back, knight to c1, shoring up my king side, and potentially playing for b3. He plays bishop f6, and now I'm like, well, now I can't play b3 because then my c-pawn hangs. Okay, so I'm going to shore up my c-pawn with bishop to d2. So that he's just pushed me back. Just push me back, push me back. He's got all this space, and I'm just like stuck. Ugh. Rook h e8, and I play queen to f3. I want to get my other rook into the mix. That's my plan here. And I don't really have many other plans. I'm just trying to figure out what the best option is to play. I want to play maybe queen to f4 and trade queens and do that sort of thing. He plays knight to c6, getting, you know, his last piece into the game. And I finally get to play b3. Knowing that he's going to play queen to a3. Sorry, I need a drink. My throat's really dry from all the speaking. So he plays queen to a3, and now I'm kind of struggling because I don't really have much of a plan. I don't know what to do. All of his pieces are so well coordinated, and mine are just not. They're garbage. They're really. I need to create some sort of counterplay. I need to do something because his knight's going to come in. He can play b5 and then b4, and he's got mate threats coming. I don't know, like, how to stop this stuff from happening. Like, I'm struggling. So I don't really know what to do. So what I ended up coming up with was bishop to e4, hoping that he'd play d5 so I can play bishop f5. And my plan worked. He played d5, I played bishop f5, and now I've got this pin. And I can alleviate a little bit of tension. Got rid of the light squared bishop, and I feel like, okay, he doesn't have as much of a threat coming at my king as I thought he did. And I saw the next two moves, and I saw this all before I did this. From here is where I saw this whole sequence. Here, takes, queen to f4, check, he's got to move, and now I can get the trade of the queens. And I thought, okay, I feel like I'm doing okay. Come to find out, this is not good because look at these pawn islands. And he's got boom, 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 boom. These are all together. And then this. And if you take an assessment of this position, I would say black is winning. I don't know by how much, but I would expect it's quite a bit. So it's not very good. And he plays c4. See, I can't even bring I want to bring my knight to c3, but I can't. And I guess what I think I should have maybe possibly done was do a3 and then knight c2, knight a2, and then knight b4. So here, and then here. But it's all stopped with a5. And then what? Okay, well, that was useless. So yeah, I don't like it. So I played f3. I want to stop him from trying to do any type of expansion here. He plays king to a7, And I thought, okay, I can maybe unwind a little bit, and maybe I can force him to push some of these pawns so I can get a little bit of room to play, because I don't have a whole lot of squares. C takes D, E takes D, and bishop f4. So now I've got a little bit of space to maneuver around. And I'm still holding him back where he can't get in yet, but I don't have a lot of time. Rook to d5. I get my rook into the game. He takes, and now I feel like I've gained a little bit. He plays rook a5. I knew he's going to come pick up these pawns, and I'm kind of in trouble because this bishop is bearing down. He can push here, and then this rook's going to be here, and there's all these types of mate threats still. Ugh. I'm still not out of the woods yet. So I thought, okay, I can play here and then try to maybe play a3 and then, you know, lock this up. But I still can't lock it up because he's going to have his rook here and there's nothing I can do. Rook d4. I don't really understand what the purpose of my move was. I think I probably should have just went to rook to e8, but I think I'm just trying to create any type of situation at all. Knight to e2. He pushes d3. C takes d. C takes d. And knight to f4. Now I feel as though I've unwound my pieces, but he's got all three of his pieces coming towards my king. And what do I do? So he's also got this pawn that's going to be maybe promoting. So I go to the pawn, rook to a2, king to d2 or d1, and he plays bishop c3, holding on to the piece. And now I'm stuck. Like, I can't take the pawn. He's going to promote. I need to come up with some sort of plan here. Does anybody see a plan? Leave a comment down below. Pause the video. See if you can figure out what kind of plan I had. And let's see if you guys can come up with the same plan that I did. See if you can find my line of thinking here. It's hard. It's not easy. And it requires black to make a mistake. But if you can make the move and then black can maybe potentially make a mistake, we're doing okay. We're only doing okay. We're not by any means winning or anything like that. There's no tremendous like, oh, I got you. You're stuck. I win the game. This is just to get us out of the hole that we're in. And, all right, I think I've given everybody enough time. I played bishop c5. Check. And if he plays king h8 or a8, we have a mate threat. So he can't do that. So he can't come back. He can come here. And then we can kind of go back and forth. Same type of situation. We might win a piece. He might come up this way. And then we get some different types of scenarios here. So can't necessarily go this way. Maybe he can. Didn't look at all of that. But I was expecting him to play b6, which is exactly what I wanted because I saw the next few moves. Takes, and this wonderful knight fork. Boom, boom. And this is a lucky move. You know, and he even said after the game, he's like, I should have seen that. And he had plenty of time, you know, at this point in the game. We have 20 minutes. 20 minutes each. So time is even. Neither one of us have. Actually, he's got 9 minutes on me at this point. So he's 9 minutes up. Move. He moves out of the way, and I take, going after his rook. He makes a move. getting his rook out of the attack, and I go to pick up the pawn, and he offered a draw. Or he played king c7 and offered a draw. And I thought, it's probably a draw. This is hard to play out. And I'm going to pick those rooks up. I'm going to have to go after the pieces. He's going to be able to come here. It's probably a draw. And evaluation-wise, I agreed. I agreed to the draw. I thought about it for 3 minutes before making the draw, or before accepting the draw. But yeah, I picked up a draw against a 1900, so 300 points above me. I can't complain. Is this a win for black or white? Nah, evaluation-wise, I think it's a little bit ahead for black, but not by much. It's pretty close to zeros. So, yeah, not bad. I'm pretty happy with the result here. So I played a pretty solid game, despite I didn't really make too many major mistakes, I don't think. He played really, really well. I think I don't remember what the evaluation was. I'd have to go out and look. But thanks for watching, everybody. I do appreciate you guys liking and sharing. It helps me out a lot. And please stay tuned for round 4. Okay, cool. We are now in round 4 of the Fall Swiss. I get to have white again, thankfully enough. I think, I don't remember exactly why. Oh, I guess you guys get to see the result there, unfortunately. But, okay, let's do that. Cool. Doesn't matter. Okay. Welcome, friends, to a new episode of Road to Class A. Chess analysis, game analysis, where we are documenting our journey from Class B to Class A. If you haven't watched my class Road to Class B series, please go check that out, where we went from Class C to Class B in 40 some odd games, something like that. Can't remember. But we are now on to round 4 of the Fall Swiss tournament at the Waukesha Chess Club. I am playing Kevin Clandrud, one of our tournament directors at the club. So what's really funny about this game is I played e4, and Kevin didn't know what to do. He's not been paying attention to what people have been playing. He hasn't had a chance to prep anybody or any stuff like that. He's had life situations going on, so really tough time for Kevin in his personal life. But he was kind of stumped. He didn't know what to do because he was expecting me to play 1e4 or c4. He was expecting in English, so he didn't know what to do. So he sat for a full 3 minutes before playing g6, and I played d4, and now he just didn't. He was like, oh, okay, so we're gonna play something like this, and he decided to go for a modern defense type of situation. And these are all pretty normal moves. So I just went for the normal plan that you would go for. Castle queenside, and he played e6. And here is where I'm kind of a little bit out of my depth. I know it is a move, but I was not ready for it. It is a book move, but I don't know any of the theory after this, so I'm just going based on feel and what I think you should be playing at this point. And for me, I played h4, wanting to undermine his pawns and say, okay, well, if you want a castle kingside, I'm going to make you think about it. And he didn't do that. He played h5, and I played king to b1. Just kind of doing a waiting move before I commit any more pieces to do anything else. And he played queen to e7, indicating that he probably wants to castle queenside. And whoops, sorry about that. I played knight g e2, maybe coming into f4. Oh, I apologize. f4 or c3, c1, and then b3 or d3. And he castled queenside like I expected he would, and I thought, okay, well, knight to c1, knight h6, which to me I thought was a really funny move. Why you would do that was really weird. I thought that it would probably be better to come into f6, but not quite sure why. And I developed my last piece, bishop d3, and he played f6. So obviously he's made his intention clear. He wants to play knight to f7. I played queen to e2, wanting to bring my bishop into a6, and knight to f7. I bring my bishop into a6, and now he gives me a threat. I thought about just taking his bishop there, and I thought, well, both bishops are probably going to come off the board, and we'll be left with knights against knights. And that's kind of exactly what happened, only I did it in the other order. And I decided that I wanted to let him do it because I wanted my queen to be on e3. Because in this position, I didn't want to be the one to know what we were going to do with the pawns. I liked my pawn structure the way it was, and I wanted him to commit. And he did. He played g5, and I thought, okay, you can have that. I'm going to play queen to e2, and I have this idea of bringing my knight here and then coming for some sort of mate threat. Okay, he takes knight to b4. He plays knight to b8, stopping all of my nonsense, and I bring my queen in to knight to c4, or queen to c4. He plays a5, kicking my knight away, knight to d3, and he plays c6. And look at this crazy pawn structure. Like, this is nuts. I've never seen anything like this. I haven't certainly played against it. I don't know if you guys. Leave me a comment down below with any type of PGN or any type of weird pictures, pawn structure that you might have, or put it in my Discord or tweet it at me. I'd love to see what kind of weird pawn structures you guys have had. I played knight to f4, kind of going after. I thought about playing d5 here, and just kind of blowing up everything that's going on. But ultimately, I wanted to do more piece play because now I have a threat. We have forks. He plays d5, and now he's committed to the middle, and I can claim that I don't have to worry about it. I did also consider taking here, but I thought that wasn't the best option. I thought, well, I want to keep the queens on the board, and if he takes, he's going to ruin his center, and I'm going to have a strong center by taking with my f-pawn. He didn't do that, so I ended up taking, hoping that he was going to take this way. C takes. But, because then I can bring my knight in, and I think I'm doing really, really well. He didn't take that way. He let me take that way and get my rook my rook in to gain the file. He just let me have it, which to me I thought was really odd. And he was okay with that. And I was like, oh, okay. Fine. I got my pawn back, and he played rook to e8, and I brought my rook back to try to take care of the rooks in case he wants to do a trade. I didn't want to trade, but if he did, I was going to own the file. And he can't bring his queen in because, I'm covering those squares, and I can eventually bring my rook in, or my knight in here. He plays knight to d6. I play rook takes e8. Of queen takes e8, and I play queen to d2. And I think this is one of the mistakes that I made during the game. What I saw was bringing my knight in and then going after his rook. And he brought his knight in, and I offered a queen trade. He denied, which I thought he would do. And then I could kick his knight, and he went back. I was hoping that he would come into a3, and I could potentially trap his knight, but he's too clever for that. So I'm looking to trade pieces at this point because now I'm thinking I'm doing really well, and his pieces are kind of behind, and I feel like I'm a lot more active. So now, I didn't want to show that, but you guys got to see it. I played this boss move, and what an awesome, I saw all of this. So he takes, I take, he takes, new variation. He didn't play this, but saw this. He moves here, saw this, take here, 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 and pick up this pawn, and I'm holding this pawn here. I saw all this, and I was really proud of this variation. I was like, oh man, this is so good. I'm up a pawn, and I'm going to march it down, and he's going to have so many problems. This is going to be great. I want to feel really, really good. And he didn't go for it, though. I saw it, and I thought this was really great. I felt really good, like I calculated really well. And we got to this point, and he played a different move, which is smart. He shouldn't have taken anyways. But I've gained a pawn. I'm up a pawn. So I feel really good. Played my knight back to f4. He played knight f8, and I get g4. And now I feel like I'm actually controlling the game quite a bit. And he's doing well. His pawn play is really, really good. And I'm struggling. Right now, I mean, I feel like I'm doing well, but I still have to break through. And I feel like he's not committing to anything. And I get a sense at this point where he's not really trying to win. He's hoping not to lose. This is the sense that I get. He's hoping for me to make a mistake so he can win. So now I feel as though my confidence is growing with this game. He plays b5. I think he's just trying to take some squares away, because really what I wanted to do is play knight to a4 and then maybe knight to c5 after he tries to kick it. He didn't do that. And he starts maneuvering over to the other side of the board. We do a little bit of knight maneuvering without taking any of them. And here's kind of the critical moment. I play queen to e3. And I think this is pretty much drawn at this point. He's going to go back to d7. And I'm just going to go back here, and we're going to try to play for this. And that was what was going to happen. That's what I thought. This was going to end in a draw, and probably going to potentially lose some points this tournament. And I thought, oh, well, you know, if we get a draw, okay, I lose a couple points and we're moving on, whatever. And he played king to f7, and I thought, oh no, I have an opportunity. Can you guys see the move? If you do see the move, pause the video, try to figure it out for yourself. Figure out where I went and how I played. There's a couple ways to go, but did you figure it out? I played queen to c3 because now we get this awesome pin. Or not pin, sorry, fork. And he played f5, queen takes c6, f takes g4. I attack his queen, protecting my knight. And I take his other pawn, queen d5, after his queen moves. King e7, queen e5 check, king d7, f takes g4. And now I'm protecting my knight. And now he plays knight ge4. And I thought, here's my chance. I'm up 2 pawns now. Actually, I'm up 3 pawns. And now is the time to simplify. And I see a queen trade, and I take it. And he locks down that side, and I've got 3 pawns, and he's going to have to figure out how to stop them all. So I start moving my knights back. He does kind of lock me into this position. I have to hang on to a2. I can't let it go. Maybe I can. I'm not quite sure, but I think overall I made the right plays here. Knight to c5. I'd like to put it on a4 and attack his knight. And he starts going after my pawn. I decide that I want to hang on to it by playing knight to d3 and then knight to f2. He moves his knight away, gives me a chance to break free. And he's gained a pawn, but now I'm up 3-on-1. And now I can maneuver my king closer to the g pawn. And king to e3, getting closer. He brings his knight in, going after a2. And this was a mistake. I think he was thinking he could just pick this up. And he gets this check. He's forced to trade. And now I'm getting simplifications happening. And I'm getting closer to winning. He has one more desperate attempt. Knight to d6. And I play king to d4. So he can't really come in. He plays king f4 trying to come in, and I play king to c5, going after his knight. If he tries to trade off knights and gets my pawn, I'm going to race his pawn, and he's not going to be able to stop it. He can't really stop me from queening anything, so he resigned here. So round 4 is a win, and that gives me a 2.5 score again for the last tournament of the year, which ends up bringing my rating up to 1642. So we've gained, in our road to Class A, we've gained 42 points. So we went from 1600 to 1642. So 42 points, and our graph still looks like it's going straight up. So I'm excited. But from here on out, we're taking a break. But by the time you finally see this video, chances are I will already have been back to the club and started new games. And by the time you're seeing this, I probably have already got other games queued up. So it's even though as I'm recording this, it is November 20th. By the time you see this video, this is 7 weeks ago, probably. We're already probably into maybe the new year by the time you see this. So I'm definitely behind in my content creation, but I'm probably caught up with what I've started with chess. So content creation is coming back. Thank you all for watching. I do really appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing the next couple tournaments and games. And we'll see how well we do in the upcoming tournament year of 2024. I don't know exactly when this will be posted, so if it is 2024, Happy New Year to all of you. If it's not, I'm sure it's probably close. So thanks for watching, everybody, and I really do appreciate you guys sticking around and following my journey with me. Leave your comments down below, join my Discord, make sure to check out my blog. I'm really trying to write more and discuss chess and be more part of that type of community more than doing videos and stuff like that. I feel as though I like to write more, so do check that out. All the links are in my profiles. You know where to find the stuff. If you're having trouble finding any of that stuff, do join my Discord or leave me a message. I'm sure there's a way to get a hold of me. Leave a comment, and I will make sure to get back to you. Thanks for watching, everybody, and have such a great day. Okay, thanks for watching, all of you who've came to the live stream. I know I do a lot of my videos in a live stream, and then I break them up and post them on my YouTube channel. So thanks for watching, all of you that have done that. And I appreciate you guys watching the live stream and the video of the day. Thanks for watching, and enjoy the rest of your day. Have a good one.